Hello, welcome to Microsoft Dynamic Business Fireside Chat. I'm Guy Tucker, this is our Fire, and this is none other than Microsoft's GM of Product Marketing, Fred Studer. Now Fred, you know me, I've got my finger on the Microsoft Dynamics pulse, and I'm hearing a lot of buzz about dynamic business. Tell me about that. Is that just a new buzzword or is there some meat there?
Sure. Well, it does sound very cool, and I know people kind of get excited about these, dynamic business kind of terms, but it really is our vision for how our customers can use technology to address all of these crazy shifts that are happening in business, to transform their organizations that go beyond just reacting to change and actually making change happen. So dynamic business really involves our technology vision for how business applications are developed and delivered, as well as how organizations use those applications to become more dynamic, connected, and even forward-looking.
All right, so Fred, I'm going to ask you now to be a soothsayer, a prognosticator, if you will. What do you see 3 to 5 years down the road? Is dynamic business vision still going to be relevant?
Wow, I love that title, soothsayer. But maybe just one point. As one Greek philosopher said, change is the only constant. What a smart guy,
yeah,
right?
Sounds like it.
But I know one of those as well. but what we're seeing now is that change is actually even accelerating. Specifically, we expect change across 4 different vectors: people, the economy, geopolitical, and technology.
Cool, so take us through those.
Sure. So the first area is people. It's one of the most important. For the first time, the new generation is one that has only grown up connected. They're always online, and they're really entering this workforce, approaching technology with a brand new set of attitudes, skills, and expectations.
Just what are those expectations?
So they expect solutions to be instant on. They're always ready in the way they want to use them. Solutions must be super easy to find, fast to install, and super, super easy to use. They're looking for the on button to be the new user manual. They expect to be able to access information from any device as often as they want, no matter where they are. More often than not, this includes their personal devices. And they expect everything to be social. You and I are of the same generation, Guy, and while we still are hip and use social apps, we still spend a lot of time meeting face-to-face and doing phone conferencing and sending email. But the new generation, they interact more and more via instant message, tagging, video conferencing, and those social networks like Facebook and even Twitter. So there's a couple of things that support this. You might not know that 1 of every 3 college students and young employees believes that the internet is more important or as important as air, water, and food and shelter. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
46% say that their laptop is their most important piece of technology.
Yeah, it really is a new world. The second change you mentioned is economic. The 2009's downturn was a big upset, any way you slice it.
Absolutely. The economy is absolutely a big deal and part of a lot of people's decision cycles around any technology. Many markets seem to be recovering from 2009. However, the reset has left a lasting change.
How so?
Well, first and foremost, there is likely going to be fewer budget dollars in the IT department. More decision power is moving to the line of business. One example, Gartner Group put an article out just recently. It predicted that by 2017, the CMO will likely have a larger IT budget than the CIO. Secondly, we see an increased focus on time to value. Customers want to make sure that they don't end up in more prolonged projects and have consultants really occupy the office for months and months before value is delivered. And the third thing is that paying for use. There's no more paying for stuff that is not being used, aka shelfware, or used rarely. When the budget is tightened, this is where many CIOs will go to find room. And finally, instead of replacing the entire solution, customers want to focus on updating areas where they can get the most value. They want to address other areas later. Think evolution versus revolution. So there's no need to really rip and replace your entire solution.
The evolution solution makes sense, especially with budgets expected to tighten even more. What about all the talk about the business world getting flatter?
Well, this notion of geopolitical change is a big one. Disruptions that happen in one part of the world that previously took time to spread can now impact local markets very quickly, and therefore business decisions on a very short term. Successful businesses have to, therefore, react with increasing speed to changing conditions, and they must balance their growing number of factors in managing their operations today and looking for new opportunities tomorrow. The last area is the one of technology, and obviously this is the one that we live in very closely. But cloud is emerging as the most significant technology shift in a generation. But thus far, we've only seen a fraction of what the value could be that companies could capture.
So I see the cloud advertised everywhere I turn. In the airport, driving down the highway, it's touted as the be-all, end-all, but you're saying it's not being utilized to its fullest capacity.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The initial approach from many vendors has been to just rush to offer the applications in a hosted setting. Much focus was placed on the multi-tenancy versus actual customer benefits. These benefits are important, but it's increasingly clear that cloud offers a lot more than just a way of deployment. Cloud represents the ability to solve problems that previously businesses just couldn't even address.
Like?
So the ability to capture and analyze vast amounts of structured as well as unstructured data, let's call it big data, for example, determining the impact your latest campaign has had in the Twitter sphere, the ability to spin up new computing environments and scale them seamlessly, so no more waiting around for hardware to turn up, the ability to easily connect with other systems around the world, and the ability to access systems through a multitude of different devices as long as they're connected via the web. So in short, Microsoft will deliver on the promise of empowering people to drive data to insight and then to action. We're going to focus on a number of different areas, including delivering on innovative and proactive applications, enabling connectivity across boundaries, and really workloads and suites.
Okay, let's delve into each of these areas, beginning with delivering innovative and proactive applications.
Sure. As we discussed earlier, most systems today only focus on the retrospective views and collecting data on past events. They're passive, very reactive, and ultimately backward-looking. So think of an abacus-style computing. I mean, not a good look for
Not pro.
business. No, definitely not pro. So modern business applications will be proactive. They will provide people with insights and possible actions they can take while constantly evolving to point out what comes next. Think a heads-up display showing you exactly what you need right now and what you'll need to do next.
And Dynamics is developing these applications?
We are actually leveraging the broad innovation of Microsoft. We are exploring how systems combine transaction history with information about key factors like weather, traffic patterns, or big data like social network feeds. This can help retailers anticipate sales challenges and opportunities and set stock levels more accurately.
So for the shop owners out there, the vision would be that the Dynamics solution should be able to tell me not only what I've already sold in the previous days and how much inventory I have today, but it will also help me if, say, a big neighborhood celebration is coming up and it's going to pour rain. It'll give me suggestions so that I can plan accordingly.
Exactly. And that's a retail example, but think about that across manufacturing, even public sector, state and local government, or even a professional services organization. All of that information helps them be more proactive about what's coming and what they should do next. In addition to that, we're working on enabling connectivity across boundaries. This, in essence, means that we're being laser focused on providing people with a broader array of insights and actions across internal and external connections.
What are some examples of that?
So one example is taking advantage of the exploding number of channels to connect people with prospects, customers, and partners at the time and place of their choosing. One way to do this is to extend collaboration scenarios like instant messaging, built-in presence indicators, video conferencing to include external audiences by leveraging Skype. Another way is to help customers use crowdsourcing and insights from big data.
Okay, but all this sounds like it requires the deployment of new business applications. From recent memory, we've had some bad history with ripping and replacing apps.
Well, deploying new business applications is traditionally very costly, challenging, and in some cases, just downright painful. Microsoft Dynamics products have always stood apart from other business applications by delivering fast, low-cost implementation. We have a number of customers that have deployed Microsoft Dynamics as an extension of their core financial system. Microsoft itself is a great example of how we run one solution centrally for financials and another solution like Dynamics AX or Dynamics CRM for very specific areas. One example, our production facilities for Xbox. We run Dynamics AX, and our sales force is all using Dynamics CRM.
I assume Dynamics plans to continue down this road.
Absolutely. Our goal is to give customers even more flexibility to deploy exactly what they need when they need it. Specifically, we're working to enable customers to evolve their applications in smaller bite-sized chunks. This will allow customers to address one application area at a time, whilst having the opportunity to gradually evolve into a suite with all the benefits that entails.
So what's the benefit of that, of evolving apps in smaller chunks?
Yeah, this notion of chunks is really about a more rapid return on any investment and really a shorter time to value. Each solution can be rolled out faster and thereby start paying for itself much more quickly. The second part of that is a more precise targeting of the IT spend. You put it where you have the biggest need. So customers can start where they have the biggest requirement to grow or innovate and then go on from there. And then finally, it will give customers the ability to deploy as much or as little as they need to begin with while still benefiting from the synergy of an entire suite.
It seems like a lot of work is going on in Dynamics.
Oh, there's a ton of work. But you also have to remember that Microsoft Dynamics brings together the broad range of Microsoft technology that spans both our commercial businesses and all of our consumer businesses. So that puts Microsoft Dynamics in a very unique position to learn from and to incorporate all the innovations from both of those sides. So we're essentially enabling all of our customers to tap into the $9.5 billion that Microsoft invests company-wide in research and development annually.
That's a really huge number. Now, can you talk a little bit about the key investments that Dynamics Business is leveraging? Let's start with enterprise innovation.
We have and still continue to benefit tremendously from all of the innovation that's coming out of the Windows team, the SQL team, the Office team, etc. But with the rise of the cloud, we also get benefit from all of the innovation that happens in that area.
What are some of those innovations?
Optimizing our solutions to leverage the scalable, cost-effective global Windows Azure platform. Another area is in the unified marketplace and portal experiences. Obviously, these can help simplify the consumption and the management of a broad set of services across Dynamics, Office 365, Windows Azure, and even third-party services that will be available. And finally, we're using the same code base in the cloud as we are on premises. So we're in a great position to enable our customers to tap into the cloud gradually and at a pace that fits them. We call this cloud on your terms.
Ooh, I like that, cloud on your terms. So let's take this a step further and talk about consumer innovation.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Guy. We like it too, our customers do too, but let's talk about consumers. So leveraging consumer technology is another area where we're in a very unique position to help customers, as many vendors in the market today are just solely focused on commercial applications. So a key area is really user experience. Here we aim to leverage and extend the innovation of user experience that the Windows team is driving with the new Metro-style user experience. Taking that experience into business applications, really reimagining them, allows customers to have a familiar look and feel with like Windows, like Office, in the same touch and feel and look as Dynamics. Another great example is taking advantage of all of the innovation that the Xbox Connect is driving with gestures and voice and facial recognition. This will, for example, allow factory workers to interact with software hands-free and enable them to better focus on the task at hand. These are just a few of the many examples and new scenarios that are on the way, many that we can only imagine today.
So you're taking technology we know from games, Xbox's Connect, and applying it in the workforce. That's a fantastic crossover. What else do you have in the pipeline?
There's a lot of huge opportunities that exist. One of them is in the area of search. Search innovation from our Bing team specifically. Bing is going way beyond providing just search capabilities to actually start decoding the user's intent and providing better search results. So we're working on using this in business contexts to harness the structured and unstructured data and provide users with information and insight to drive better business results. One example, we could take advantage of Bing comparison shopping engines to enable comparisons across other vendors.
That sounds really cool. So we've gone through a ton of information here, Fred. What's the key message you would like our viewers to come away with here? Sum it up.
Yeah, we've covered a ton. So the key takeaways that I'd like the audience to leave with are these. The passionate people is really the key focus here. Passionate people with the right tools that enable companies to stay ahead of the competition in a world of constant change. Another is that Microsoft can help organizations transform into dynamic businesses that enable their people to do their best work, no matter where they are in the organization. Our solutions are connected and forward-looking. They help users be proactive and drive data to insight, to action, anytime, anywhere. They come with built-in flexibility that enable them to be deployed as business workloads or as full suites, in the cloud or on-premise, or a combination. Moreover, they can be tailored to fit the customer's specific needs, both now and as the business changes. Finally, I want viewers to walk away knowing that regardless of size of the organization, we're committed to delivering modern business solutions built using broad portfolio of Microsoft technology with intention on simplicity as a core design element.
It's clear business leaders face many challenges today. What's also clear is Microsoft is here to help these leaders and their companies become dynamic businesses. Fred, thank you very much for joining us today on this fireside chat. I look forward to more dynamic business discussions. And until next time, I'm Guy Tucker. Thanks for watching.